Hey, this will be a video chart on ticker symbol SGDH. We'll take a look at the daily time frame. Before I get started, we'd like to note to please check my disclaimer. As you can see here, this chart is looking pretty darn good. Lots of things to talk about here, but first thing I want to talk about is just simply the candlestick today, as this will lead into a lot of the other avenues here. But you can see it literally closed right up there at the top of its range. So really the only level of resistance today was time itself. Time just simply ran out on the day, and that's where the price stopped. So that was the only thing that seemed to was able to stop the price was just the closing bell. So whenever you see candles close right up at their highs like this, always a good sign. But even a better sign when you have a correlation like this where you have a nice increase in volume. So I'm not going to try to turn this into too much of an educational video, but this does such a great example of showing how you want charts to act. Right here, big volume explosion, price reacts accordingly. Then it goes through this consolidation period here, and check out the volume. Drop off in volume, and as any volume analysis textbook or any chartist will tell you, this is not my opinion, it's a fact. When you see sideways and consolidation periods like this, the lower the volume the better, and then when the price does start to head back up, you want to see an increase in volume, and you can see that both on Friday and then today. After the consolidation, volume started to increase, and then today obviously it really increased compared to these days, and the price reacted accordingly. So literally one you could put right in a textbook in terms of how you want to see the price act and how you want supports to hold. Specifically on that note right there, check out that action. This pink line here is a 200-day simple moving average, a very important level within the world of technical analysis and charts. And because the price was below it, you wanted to see it act as support. And as I just circled, you can see here multiple times price came down here, and every single time bounced up off that level as support. So great to see that happen. And with today's upwards move, you can see this purple line here, which is the 50-day simple moving average. It's beginning to curl up. So I'm not going to give an exact time frame, but I'd say within the next week or two, looks like the golden cross should be happening where the purple line crosses up through the pink line there. Again, that being the 50-day simple moving average crossing up above the 200-day simple moving average. So golden cross, always a good thing. So it does not probably won't happen this week, but you can tell here pretty darn close, especially if the price action continues to hold up or increase. That's just going to make it happen that much quicker. So the other level of support that was, or I should say the newest level of support that was established today was right here at 0.032. That was a previous level of resistance, but because the price closed above it, it has now been converted into a support. So that's always a good thing. And then you obviously have these other levels of support below you here. So just kind of take a mental kind of track of support. So you have one here, have them at the moving averages, and let's start to scrunch up the chart. And then we have right here. Actually, let's just get to my favorite part of the chart. Like I said, when we were going to scrunch it up, we're literally going to scrunch it up quite a bit. But this is all for good reason. So as you can see here, let me drop this down. This level right here, and I'll just define that level as 0.035, has been quite frankly a thorn in the side of the chart, going all the way back to essentially 2012, even late 2011. You can see here price try to get above it, resistance. Here price try to get above it, resistance. Here intraday did break above it, but by the time the closing bell came around, closed well below it. So again, acted as resistance. Here acted as resistance. And actually going back here, you can see although the price did get above and close above it a couple times, wasn't able to maintain it very long, fell back down. So point here being, you can see just time after time after time, but look right here today. So keep in mind where this blue line comes from. I'll change that to green because it is the level of support because it was such a big resistance. But when we zoom back in, you can see this is now a level of support, and that's a big level or a big accomplishment for the chart for the reason I just showed. Multiple times, literally over a long period of time, over 12 months, so over a year, it's been trying to get up above there, and it finally has. And not only has it, but it's done so with strength. So there's a big difference between kind of just peeking up above it and doing it with strength, and with the volume it had today, it has done it with strength. So that is the name of the game. And actually, just to find these, this is a good problem to have when you have to go so far back in the chart. I'm going to just change the weekly just to figure out where these next levels of resistance are, so we don't have to scrunch up the chart so much. So again, this is now the weekly chart. The next level of resistance is going to be right up there, which comes from, way back here in the chart, and that level is at 4 cents. After 4 cents, nothing until 0.045. And then what I'm going to do is change this to the color of blue skies, because I would consider this pretty much the big blue sky breakout, because with a break of 0.045, no other resistances until way up there at 6 cents. So that's obviously a lot of room to run. So if anything, call it a mini blue sky breakup. But point being, get above here, lots of room to run after that. I'm not going to go any further than that, one step at a time. But point being, great to see that it was able to break above here. And then just actually looking at the longer term chart, you can see it's had this nice overall trend for a while, and it's just been having, or it's essentially, it's an ascending triangle over this long period of time, and it's now just breaking out. So however you want to look at it, long-term players are now looking at a long-term ascending pattern breakout. So point being, lots of eyeballs are going to be on this one, and rightfully so. Nice looking chart up here where it hasn't been in a very long time. And actually, what just caught my eye, check out this volume. Not as huge as some of the days over here, but look at the consistency. Just week after week, it's been pretty darn consistent compared to the very recent term here. So eyeballs are on it, and eyeballs are staying on it, is what that's telling us. So get this one on your watch list. Lots of good things going on. Let's see if we can get a blue sky breakout this week. But like I said, golden cross coming on the daily chart, so we'll see when that happens, but all sorts of good things going on. So again, get this one on your watch list. If there are any other questions, please let me know. If not, again, this was SGDH. Thanks for listening.